communities that have identified themselves as being ripe for employment services, or rather I should say for jobs, like they can create jobs. And we were talking about what it would be like if you lived in Lebanon, which is borders Willimantic, and you got a job at a great brand new manufacturing place in Colchester, because Colchester is a community that says we could do better where manufacturing is concerned. But you don't have adequate transportation or reliable transportation. So you're 5 minutes from downtown Willimantic. You're only 20 minutes really by car from Colchester. 20 minutes. People commute like that, like without even thinking about it. And there's no way you will ever get from Lebanon to your job in Colchester if you don't have reliable transportation. No way. You can't have the job.
Might as well be on another planet.
Might as well be on some form of assistance that keeps you in the gap instead of moving out of the gap. Absolutely. I mean, again, not that we're not grateful for the assistance. You have to have it. But it doesn't close the gap.
I'm trying to think what else we talked about that I'm missing. I mean, your story, it covers so many bases that we really haven't explored yet. You know, being a single mom, trying to make all those moving parts work together, and you know, what are some of maybe the other challenges in your particular situation, and trying to make the transportation piece work so that you can meet your kids' needs, your needs, your employment needs?
Well, I think that, again, everyone has a story regardless of where they are in life. And I think that at different times people feel connections to people through their stories. And I think one of the things that was important to me that probably doesn't get a lot of notice is the part, and I'm just going to refer to it as, you know, staying upbeat. It's that happy part. And as a single mom, in my case, with a low income or a low wage job, knowing that because of my circumstances, and I do want to emphasize what choice, you know, the fact that I didn't feel like I had all the choices in the world, but I did feel as though I had some choice. And that was really important to me in terms of my mental health, my capacity to stay happy. But it wasn't always easy. And I live in a world, or have a world that surrounds me, that is educated and relatively well employed. And it's hard sometimes to be sitting in a group of your peers, the people who are your friends, who love you and support you, and to be hearing this great chatter about all the wonderful things that they're able to do and the ways that they do them in. And you're all part of that, right, Kathleen? Like, that's you too. And it's like, no, this is not me. And there were absolutely years where I either needed to go home, couldn't participate, couldn't speak, was out of the conversation because it was just like, nope, I can't relate, and you can't relate to me, and here we are all sitting with our coffee, you know, out on your patio having a lovely time, and this is my community, and I am not part of this conversation. So that's that face of what it really looks like, and I would keep raising my hand and saying, yeah, but I can tell you that's not what federal fuel assistance looks like, because I've applied for it, and you're actually wrong. And no, I actually got my SNAP EBT in the mail. So the program actually is up and running, and it is. Kathleen, you have SNAP EBT? Oh, yeah, you know. Hey, we got free and reduced lunch. We got free lunch this year, not just reduced. And then I'd get happy about, I qualify for free lunch, you know, because what are you going to do, right? I mean, you can't. You know, you have to be psyched about the 27 cents that free lunch saved you, because it totally matters. And along with free lunch, guess what else we got? And so it's that kind of conversation. And I don't think people have any idea that we're out there. Just, you know. And so sometimes the hard parts were that staying happy part and feeling like, you know, like I could keep this going year and not seeing an end in sight and just trusting that I was going to figure this out. I was going to figure this out. Me and my SNAP benefit, we're going to figure this out.
And don't you think, though, that some of that increased confidence that you're talking about comes from experiencing some successes that made you think, oh, okay, I got this far. And so do you think, though, that that's a common experience, feeling success so I can get to the next place?
I don't think that that's a common experience, and that makes me really sad. And I think that in the context of this conversation, that's where I'm kicked out of the conversation, because I have had success. And so I can't sit with people who are struggling at a deeper level than I am. And even though we've received a lot of the same services and we've had some of the very same challenges, their challenges are deeper than mine. And I think that transportation is probably the single biggest barrier to people's next step out, whatever that next step needs to be. And we can create all of the services that we want to, but if we can't adequately, reliably, consistently connect people to those services with us, with whatever the program is. I love a single point of entry. That's my big banner that I want to raise, following the person and their needs. If we can't figure this out,